beyond the bricked-up doorway, Melcifer discovers another smaller room, filled with all manner of undead in cages, and a ritual circle in the centre. On closer inspection, he discovers that these are all his ancestors, reanimated, as well as numerous notes and tomes. After dominating the undead and bringing them under his control, Melcifer strains his senses and detects an eerie red ghost. He recognizes it as a shade, a relatively harmless creature, so leaves it be for the time being. After clearing himself up, he heads to town to gather a posse to track down the bandits. He then returns to the manor to catch up on sleep. That evening, Melcifer's studies are interrupted by the arrival of the sheriff, who informs him the posse found a bandit camp, but there were too many to take on, and offers to leave Melcifer to it. Melcifer spends the remainder of the night disguising his skeletons and arming them as best he can with whatever tools and weapons he can find. Just before dawn, Melcifer and his mercenaries are led to the bandit camp by Hannibal, his huntsman. When they reach it, the undead fall on the unsuspecting bandits and slaughter them with only a single skeleton lost. He sends the huntsman back to report the victory and returns to the manor with loot and bodies. Melcifer decides to use his new wealth to procure hogs and chickens for his nefarious practices and turns the dead bandits into zombies and skeletons. He also discovers notes of a mark of loyalty, a brand to not only denote the loyalty of his living servants, but also keep them safe from his undead ones. Is this the start of the cult of winter? Will Melcifer set up more efficient undead production? How will the Lord of Winter's Reach grow his dark horde? Let's find out now on Dicing with Death.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I am, well, alert, awake.
Feeling evil?
Always.
Always ready for some D&D.
I'm always ready for some Dicing with Death, actually. The other D&D shows, sometimes I don't have the energy for them.
Sometimes
Dicing
you
with
gotta work
Death.
up to them. Sometimes you gotta do your frofer research and study hard, watch videos of crazy
frozen
Eastern Europeans licking railroad tracks.
Yeah,
as you do.
Mm-hmm. But Dicing with Death, I'm always ready for. It's the light of my life.
Yeah. As chat is a rumbling, yes, the recap was a week behind.
Yes, but
I don't know what happened. Blame Neal.
Always blame Neal. Yeah, that's appropriate. My fault somehow, inevitably.
But it's fine.
Yeah,
everything's fine.
It's fine. So here we are in Winter's Reach.
Yeah, let's jump back into it.
Last episode, there was a knight who showed up in town.
Yeah, which our viewers have probably seen. Yes. Wasn't in the recap, but we'll just pick up right there, I think, with that scene. I'd like to roll a torturing check, right, to make sure that he's still alive. Does that seem fair? I got a 15 will. Am I advantaged or disadvantaged by having the angry mob participating in the torture?
No. They're just. What time this is the same night or the next day? This has got to be the next day, right?
I think this will be the following dawn. The sun is rising over Winter's Reach, and we will get a shot of this knight waking up, bleary-eyed, hungover, and let's see. Let me roll my torturing check. So I have 15 will. I'm pretty good at this, and I fail. I think he died. I think he's dead. I think we don't get the shot of him. We get the shot of a dead dead and tortured knight hanging limply in the stockade.
Yeah. You come back in,
I think it's
take
right
a look
in,
at him, and his face is all bloodied and broken.
I don't even think I look at him. I probably discover him days later. We need to get a sketch going of Winter's Reach, but I don't know if I'm going to start that now. But I think the stockade is like it was right in front of the sheriff's house and probably the chapel. I can't remember where we said all this stuff. We probably talked about this. In the night, Malsifer picked up the sheriff's horse and his belongings from the sheriff. And also the other body, right, from out, it was like laid to rest out and back, and like so it disappears in the night. This will all probably be in next week's recap.
Yeah.
That sound right to you? And so Malsifer is back up to state. I think like I said, it'll probably the knight was alive when he was put into the stockades, but I think he was beaten by a crowd.
Yeah.
suffered from his injuries. I guess there's not going to be a trial.
No, there will not be. I'm sort of have a rough sketch going up here of what I think the town square looks like. We'll need a much better one, but we've got like the tavern on the upper left, the sheriff's station on the upper right, the fire pit in the middle. I don't think we've quite decided what else is around here, but the church. The only other building nearby.
We've mentioned, is a chapel.
And there should be some stockades near the sheriff's station, so that's probably like
or maybe even in front of let's say
right here. This could be the stockades. This purple.
Yeah, thing. And the church is the chapel is probably right next to that, right? Or would it be on the south side? I'm thinking like
I had imagined it on the north side personally in my head, but I don't feel like there's room on the north side for another chapel. It could be off to the no. I think it should be in this town square area.
What if the tavern was switched and the stockades, the chapel on the north and the
tavern on the south?
Tavern on the south. That's why I was kind of
okay. Yeah, I can. That's fine. Let's put the tavern right down here then, and then chapel can be over here. Oh God, it's such.
I mean, I think it is probably the biggest. Well, it doesn't get used, but I think it's like the...
Yeah, and then there should be a graveyard out behind the chapel.
Oh, there was, right.
Yeah,
but now that
was a terrible dotted line. Something like this.
The stockades aren't right in front of the...
They're right from the sheriff's station. Yeah.
That's too close to the fire, I think.
You're probably right. They probably need to be maybe backed up over here.
Yeah.
Actually, they're probably closer to the tavern as like a, you should be able to have a good view of them from the tavern so you can you can dump your drink out on the head of the person on your way somewhere. Something like this. I don't know. If we got a real sketch artist, if someone can doodle, this is the rough outline of the town. Okay. Anywho, what did you say you were doing? I've lost all track.
Well, we can check on in the estate. So I think in the wee hours of the morning, I got back with
You brought back
another body, right?
Yes.
Her family will find her eerily having disappeared in the night.
That's right. You loaded her up on the horse and took off with her. Yes.
So we can take a look at my stables, at my spreadsheet.
Yes, you now have a medium war horse in your stables.
Medium. Last week it was light. Has it grown?
I think.
Although given the size of the knight, I feel like a light war horse may be a little underweight.
I think I said light and then immediately changed it to medium because I had that same thought. I tend to make my retcons within 2 seconds of having made the original statement.
It was always medium, I think.
It was always a medium one.
medium, or I'm going to set on my spreadsheet. I'm changing it to medium.
Please do.
It's larger than I first thought. I do have animal handling and horseback riding relevant skills.
Yes.
How big is my stables? Because I got 5 pigs and 25 chickens running around.
Your stables
farm.
can easily accommodate this number of animals.
Okay.
I don't have a
unload
volume
the body. I think I'm gonna leave the night stuff more or less in a package, along with like the horse's saddle. So there's like because I think it was packed up by the sheriff. I don't remember exactly what we said or exactly what we said he had. But I got most of the key things written down. 9 weapons, bronze chainmail. Yeah, so I think like his axe is hanging off the saddle, kind of thing. His battle axe. I don't remember whatever else stuff he had. He might have. I don't know what. Yeah. Anyway, and I will take his shield in. Lord Rosegrove.
Yes, excellent. The Corval family shields brought in.
Corval, was that the name? I don't think I had. He gave his name, but I don't remember it.
Corval family shield. You take it in, give it to Lord Rosegrove to do what with exactly?
I bring it into the study and show it to him. Was Rosegrove has missed the whole incident, right? He was up here at the estate.
Yes, he didn't know what was happening down there.
Lord Rosegrove. I walk in holding this conspicuous object.
Yes, my lord.
Set the kite shield somewhere in the study. Probably on the table, or like I sitting on the table, and I summon Lord Rosegrove.
He arrives.
Have a look at this.
He looks at it.
Do you know which? Who this belongs to? Does the sigil mean anything to you? And I think he had a heraldry proficiency, and I think you would. I don't know. Right, because
well, even if he doesn't, he rolls
a
natural 19 on his history check or heraldry check. So he nods and goes, "The Corval family, my lord."
And they are noble.
Not by our measure, but by the Southerners' measure.
Where are these? Where are these Corval lands?
On the border of the Lindell Plain, near the Blumwood.
Lindell, Blumwood. All right, so maybe do we have maps of the whole island?
You have at least a map of the island and probably of some like local regions. Okay, so you can draw out the map, roll it out onto a table.
We probably have like maps with like county line. Right, are there counties within, or is Gadia one county?
It is one county.
Okay, so we probably have old null property lines or whatever.
Yes.
Like we pull up the map with like the old county lines that have since been abolished when it was Okay.
Yeah, then he'll make a mark. He'll point to somewhere in this area right here.
Is Corval is a new, so this is some new knight. Was he in charge of I guess we wouldn't have records of like his lineage.
No, you don't know anything about him.
Okay. Corval, say.
Yeah. Somewhere over there.
Perhaps we ought to send it back to them. I muse. And I think I go to the fire and clean my bardish before bed. It's probably like sun up, but I've been out all night. All right then. And I think we are good for today. Well, for tonight. For this episode of The Witching Hour.
That's it.
And yeah, we'll get some rest.
You guys get some
Check
rest.
in. Check in the evening. See if we've been murdered in our sleep by assassins yet.
No assassins come and murder you in your sleep. The day you sleep during the day.
I think I think I get some rest and then figure out what to do with the body, the mysteriously vanished body. Was Rose her name? Let's see if I have her accounted for anywhere.
Rose is
She's not
the
undead.
skull.
Rose is the skull. There was a Rosie. I think it's Rosie.
Ah, yes.
You're kind of confusing with your names. Let's be honest.
We all have strengths and weaknesses in life. Names are my weaknesses.
All right, Rosie. Right, let's see. She's not on the living, is she? No, and I think she's not on the undead. She's sort of in a gray area between life and death, where she's just a resource controlled by the DM.
Are we talking about Ruby?
And a dead NPC. Yeah,
I don't see a Rosie.
A Ruby. Yeah, okay, Ruby sounds right.
There we go. My name's aren't.
It doesn't
that
matter.
bad.
She's about to be Zombo number 12 or something like that. So,
right. Although you have two zombies that you've left with.
You know what? You know what I get? Sorry, what's that?
You have two zombies with Big Jimmy. Remember?
Yeah.
Little Jimmy and Lilith.
And he has been, Lilith. Oh, when did we do that? That was a while ago, right? Or that wasn't the last thing we did, was it? It might have been. We did that at Lilith's cabin, right?
Lilith came back with you to the estate, and you guys raised, and you branded her, and you branded Big Jimmy.
Lilith didn't accept the brand, did she? Do you have her marked?
Didn't you do it to her and Big Jimmy? No.
I think just Big Jimmy.
Okay.
It was maybe offered, but she did not.
Okay, so I don't think it's been done to him. I need to mark people.
I have a column on my spreadsheet that indicates whether they've been marked.
Oh, good. I don't.
And Lilith is not.
Okay. Tomas and Lord
Mushroom
Rosegrove
Hunter
are also marked. Yeah. What happened to Lilith? Did she head back to bed? She went home, right? So this is...
She went to pick rosemary or something and then left.
Oh, right, because it was a needed component. She was going to stuff the bodies with rosemary to make them smell better for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose body were you going to stuff with rosemary?
I don't know. All of them? Probably for...
oh, God, this is why we need a recap.
I've got a spreadsheet. You just need to get organized over there. You should really take some DMing lessons from me.
I will do my best.
You're doing great, Neal. Let's see. The Jimmies. Well, little Jimmy and his mom, Janet. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Little Jimmy
and Janet and Big Jimmy.
Janet and little Jimmy zombos, and I think to even things out around here and to complete the disappearing act, I'm gonna have to turn Rosie into a skeleton.
Excellent.
And to do so requires flaying of the bones, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't really have. I think I have to do that myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have. I don't have a butcher yet. I got the pigs, but they just eat the bones, right?
Yeah. If you give them bodies and bones, they will.
Yeah. How many? There were like 10 bandits, right?
There were many bandits.
Turned into skeletons.
Right. You should have 10 and 10 right now for skeletons and zombies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you, plus the 2 that are with Big Jimmy. And you flay Ruby and turn her into a skeleton.
Yeah, let's do that. What is this? A skeleton just takes animal sacrifice. Okay, so we're gonna yeah. What's the difference between a chicken and a cow?
A lot. They're very different animals.
Yeah, the chickens are much cheaper. They're the economical way to make skeletons. Is there really no advantage to using a higher grade sacrifice to make skeletons?
No, you don't need that amount of life energy. You just need a small. No, I'm sorry. A skeleton does require the life force of a.
We were arguing over chicken sizes. Remember?
No, it needs a medium.
Chickens.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the
like
other
several
skeleton.
chickens, or maybe a really big chicken.
Yeah. A small animal. I was looking at the level 3 skeleton.
Oh, does level 3 require a large animal?
A medium animal, and level 5 requires a large animal.
When do I get to be level 3?
Soon, Malcifer, soon. There's yet another challenge for you before you can reach level 3.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to sacrifice a chicken to raise a skelly. That's 24 chickens, living, not living, undead. And I think she just gets to be skeleton number 11.
Yeah.
You
need like a piranha pool or like a bucket of maggots to get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for now, I guess it's just Malcifer in his basement with his leather apron on and his hunting knife. Going to work.
So a day passes while you prepare the body and raise it again. Yes.
And I think I've got pigs to feed, but I think I also wanted to help Rosegrove in the garden and help him produce a superb fertilizer for the plants, and we will
a superb fertilizer with all the nutrients the plants could ever need.
We might need to replant that orchard. But I haul up a couple bucket loads of
slop.
Slop. All right.
Yeah.
And this time I think I'll leave it outside the house and go tell Lord Rosegrove I have some slop for your fertilizer.
He bobs his head and slowly walks down the hall.
Perhaps we ought to fix up that the old orchard.
Of course, my lord. I'm sure one of the townsfolk would be happy to assist in that project.
We have any arborists in town? Lumberjacks, perhaps. I don't know.
We'd need to clear the old dead trees to make room for the new ones.
Yeah, why don't you get some fertilizer brewing? And we'll see about that.
He will work on that.
How old is Rosegrove?
He's not ancient, but he's like 50s.
Okay.
I think.
All right. I would need to taste a drop of his blood to tell for sure.
So do you have anything else you wanted to do on this one day, or are you getting yourself a day of much needed rest?
Yeah, I think it was a slow day, only flayed one body. I'll probably go brush down the horse or whatever. I think maybe I'll roll an animal handling check to see if it's taken to me or if it smells the death of its former master on my breath. No, I think it's fine, unless it was particularly well bonded with its with the knight. I think it's probably taken to.
You can pet it and stroke it and brush it.
Maybe oil its saddle, whatever. I don't know. Whatever happens, or whatever you do in a stable.
Yeah, excellent. That afternoon, late afternoon.
I reassure the horse that it's not going to get sacrificed like the chickens. That's our real bonding moment.
Yet.
All right. So that afternoon, that could be in the middle of my.
You're probably brushing the horse when Sheriff Freddy comes hustling up the road to you.
Mm-hmm.
Calling as he runs, actually.
I step out of the stables. Good morning, Sheriff.
He looks at the sun getting low in the
Setting
sky.
in the west.
Yeah. Shakes it off and says, my lord, Winter, there's an unexpected visitor in town.
Another? I start walking towards him. I pick up my leather coat really off the side of the stables and put it on.
Mm-hmm.
And then start walking towards him. Yeah.
It's a cleric, Lord. Wounded. Barely hanging on.
Where is he now?
He collapsed in town, near the tavern. I brought him into my apartment until we could fetch you.
Go. Yeah. All right. I will. I'll meet you there. I say, and I saddle up the horse. I don't even know its name, do I?
Not yet.
Saddle up medium war horse number 1, and we'll head on into town. I don't think there's any reason to armor up, so I'll just have my leather.
Sure.
And I'll gallop on into town, probably beating Freddy by a couple of minutes. Do I want to get Lilith? I probably do. So yeah, I think I will ride to Lilith's first. Lilith's hut. Do we know which direction that was from town?
It's in town. Just one of the huts there.
Yeah, I think it was off to the side with its own fire.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious if you had.
I think it's in my mind. It's on the east.
South, on the east.
Yeah, because I feel like the village is north of your settlement, is how I've been imagining it.
North of the estate.
North of the estate.
Yeah, I think the estate is up on the bluffs, up where and the town is inland, or the camp is inland a little bit, maybe down a hill, quarter mile or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Lilith's was further from my house.
Yeah.
So I ride out to Lilith's and then double back into town. I think she's like a couple hundred feet from the.
Yeah, she's not too far.
From the camp proper, with her own little cook fire and witching hut off on the outskirts of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. So I come riding in, and probably don't even dismount. Is she out, or is there a light on in the hut?
She is currently stretching out some rabbit skin on a small rack in front of the house.
Mm-hmm. I come trotting in.
When she sees you, she stands up and gives you a
evening,
bow and a
lady.
Lord?
There's I received news of a wounded visitor in town.
She nods, and without saying a word.
I haven't seen to it yet, but perhaps you should ready your things and come to Freddy's.
She quickly
turn the horse around.
Yeah. She goes inside, grabs her stuff.
Head into the camp.
Alright. You arrive. A small group has gathered outside of the sheriff's hut.
Always with the mobs.
It's just a small group. It's late in the afternoon. Everyone's done with their work for the day.
Yeah, I pull up. There's probably a tying post or whatever out.
A hitching post.
A hitching post, yeah.
Yes.
I hitch the horse to a post nearby, probably right out in front of the tavern. I chance a glance to the stockades and probably see a corpse there.
Yeah.
I think this is when I realized that the knight died.
Yeah. But you...
But I don't know. Yeah, I've got more pressing to think about.
Exactly.
And I enter Freddy's house. Is there anyone already in there?
There's just... I guess you beat Freddy back here, so it's just the cleric. And
Is he conscious?
Sitting up, actually, slightly, on his elbows. He's wounded. You can see scratches on his face. His left arm, which is hanging out of the bed, is bloodied and has a nice long trickle of dried, gooey blood on it. And he does his best to sit all the way up when you step in. And you can hear him muttered, like, Lord.
I step in and probably shut the door behind me to the, to the prying eyes of the villagers. And size this cleric up. I think I smell the air. And I try and assess at a glance how his state. I don't think there's anything supernatural yet, but I think I'll like an anatomy or something to see if or can I just just tell me if he's like, is he dying or is he just
He's
like
not dying. He's
okay.
Wounded, but he's not dying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does he wear any marks of his
yes, he does
rank
wear
or whatever?
marks.
Is he a monk in robes or a crusader in armor?
He is a
holy symbol?
cleric in armor, adorned with the holy symbol of a stare, the god of law and order.
Okay, I don't pay much heed to the summer gods, but I would know the interlocked rings of the stare.
Yes.
3, probably.
The blue triangle with the rings on each vertex.
Okay, yeah.
Martha's the interlocked
rings.
rings.
Yeah, but a stare is 3 rings.
It's 3 rings, but they're separated by a triangle.
On a triangle, yeah. The triad. Is his platinum? Is that one of the first things I noticed? Is a platinum holy symbol, or is he?
No,
not a wealthy clear. All right,
not a wealthy cleric. Brass armor.
So then
Warhammer.
I've stepped in, all 6'2" of me, head to toe, in leather trench coat of edgelordiness. Yeah. And I shut the door behind me.
He looks you up and down for a moment and then says, I'm sorry to disturb. I was in the woods and was attacked by a beast with 6 legs and weird padded spiked tentacles that come off its shoulders, and wasn't where I thought it was, ever. Moved so fast.
A strange tale. I look to see if does he seem like in shock or something? He just started blurting out some rambling tale of battle with a mythical creature.
Yep.
To whoever. I didn't introduce myself or anything.
You have not introduced yourself.
Okay. I walk over to him. Are you hurt, man? And I go to do a closer inspection. I probably touch his chin or whatever to move his head and see scars and things. And give him an up and down from.
You notice he's a battle-scarred cleric. He's got old wounds on him that are very nicely healed up. He's wearing chainmail. He has a war hammer, which is just laying on the ground near the bed at this point. He's got fresh wounds as well. But he looks like he is a battle cleric.
He's all the way out here. I've sent for our, and I pause for a second, healer. My name is Lord Winter. This is Winter's Reach.
I was unaware this settlement was even here. I'm most grateful for your presence, though. I don't know if I would have made it on my own. One of your hunters found me.
Tell me, What did you say your name was?
Where are my manners? I am Theron, cleric of Astaire, here to bring law and order to a chaotic world.
And this mission is what brings you to our wood?
Sort of. I was traveling through on my way north to Gator Beach when I was attacked by some monster. Driven back. One of your hunters, a man named Hannibal, found me, helped bring me back here, where I met the good Sheriff Freddy. But he looks around, and this is the only bed that's like outside of a jail cell.
Mm-hmm. There's no jail cell.
Yeah, it's the only bed here.
Although
so
if he came in conscious, he must have seen the corpse in the stockade.
Yeah.
If that's not order, then I don't know what is.
I hate to impose upon you, my lord, but it seems that I am in the poor sheriff's only bed. Would I be able to impose upon you to stay in your estate, assuming you have room for guests?
I would not turn away such a humble guest at my estate. Are you fit to travel? I've called for the healer, as I said.
I think with some help I can make it. And around here is when Lilith
Does Freddy
comes
get in,
back
or does Lilith?
Lilith is gonna get here first. Freddy is coming. He's trucking down the road, but he's on foot. He's a quarter mile away. So Lilith will come in with some salves and ointments and stuff.
Yeah. When he goes to stand, does he seem quick to move, or does he?
He seems slow. He seems wounded in a way that the rules don't allow for.
Does he have wounds that have been healed? Like, does it look like he took hits and then used healing on himself to heal up those hits?
It does not. It looks like he took wounds and did not have any healing spells and fled or something.
Does he have a backpack?
No, there's no backpack to be found, actually.
He's just out here trouncing around in the woods with a hammer. Does he have a shield?
Nope. Chainmail and a mace, or a warhammer. Yep. I think maybe you're like looking around for his other stuff.
Yeah.
Is perhaps a little obvious, and he embarrassingly mutters to you, I lost my stuff when I was attacked. But it's only material things. It's fine. I have this, and he grasps his holy symbol, and this is all I need. Lilith comes in and starts putting salves and ointments on him, pulls out this like mossy, peaty thing and dumps some weird scented oils onto it and places it over him and ties a bandage around it. The sheriff comes in.
He accepts this healing?
He does.
He doesn't seem to know better himself?
Nope.
Okay.
And he seems to absolutely trust you and your people. The sheriff arrives, a little out of breath.
Mm-hmm. All right, now the four of us are crowded into this room.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think everyone gets caught up on what's happening. Lilith applies all the healing that she can to this.
Chat is bloodthirsty. I think we'll accept this visitor as a guest in our estate as requested, right? He's noble, maybe?
He does have that air of haughtiness around him, but it could just be because he's a cleric of Astaire, you know? Might not need to be a noble to be that uppity.
All right. So Lilith sees to him, and then I think we help him up, right? Or help him out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as we step, it's dark by now, isn't it?
Yes, probably.
Melsifer comments as such. Ooh. It's dark already. Sun sets early, this deep in the woods.
He says, of course. I think I can get up. Shall we go? He turns to the sheriff. Good Master Freddy, I appreciate your hospitality.
I I can offer you rest at the estate if you are. Yeah, that's right. He's clearly in no condition to travel.
He nods a few times as you begin to speak.
Okay.
I think with
can you ride a horse? I say to him.
Shakes his head.
Have you ever been atop a horse?
I have sat on one. Yes.
And I think I'll sit him atop the war horse.
Okay.
And walk it. Oh, yeah. That's the noble thing to do.
Mm-hmm. You see him wincing as the horse takes each step, but he doesn't complain.
It's probably better than walking, right? I don't know. Maybe.
Eventually, you and this gentleman arrive back at Winter's Reach.
Does he say anything on the walk back? And are we accompanied or not?
Lilith doesn't come with you. Neither does Freddy. It's just the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to make a little bit of small talk once he sees Winter's Reach in the setting sun.
Yeah, I think it probably seemed dark, and then we got, walked the quarter mile out of the woods, like catch the sun for an actual sunset.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Look out at scenic vistas, sun setting over the charred trees.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested to feel out his philosophy. So if he was making small talk on the road,
but his small talk is mostly like, Winter's Reach, what a beautiful place, my lord. Wonderful.
You said you'd never. I thought you'd never heard of it.
I haven't, but look, it's trails off.
The orchards haven't been the same since the red flew through, but escaped most of its wrath.
Mm-hmm. He gives a nod.
Where did you say you were coming from, Theris? That was his name, right? Theris?
Theron. Yeah. I'm a traveling cleric. I go where my god tells me people need me. Originally, I hail from the capital.
Which capital?
The only capital. What do you mean? Stromheim.
Oh. Yes. Stromheim is the capital of which kingdom? Do I even know that?
Eridon. The kingdom that owns your kingdom.
Oh, yeah, okay. Stromheim. Okay, yeah. I remember which one Stromheim was. That's yeah. Yeah. That's a long walk.
He kind of goes along with that.
Mm-hmm. So we're supposedly in Eridon now, right?
Yeah, this is technically Eridon, and that Stromheim is technically the capital.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess we get back to the estate, and
Lord Rosegrove can make him up.
I think we
bed.
drop him off at the front. or on the porch. I help him dismount.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rosegrove maybe meets us there to help him dismount as I go shouting for Tomas.
Yes.
Tomas, do we have any food? And maybe this is the one time he doesn't have food ready and come barging in with a guest.
I shall prepare a meal, my lord.
Kitchen.
He'll come back as quickly as possible with a loaf of bread and a chunk of cheese, but then he'll set about making dinner. Mm-hmm.
Come, Theron. Tomas will see to any of your needs. Shall I draw a bath, Tomas?
Tomas does.
And light a fire. I think. And there's probably some old wing of the manor that hasn't, we haven't been using those guest rooms. The fire probably hasn't been lit in that hall for
ages.
Yeah, but Tomas will run down there to get that fire lit. And
I think you'll probably have
bath.
There'll probably be a problem with the fireplace where there's a bird's nest built in it now or something, and the smoke starts billowing back down, and someone has to go and clear the chimney.
I will see to the horse while Tomas is seeing to the cleric.
Mm-hmm.
And did the fire catch bird's nest?
No, but my phone is going off in the other room, and it's too far for me to get. That's so annoying. Yeah. I think the rest of that night passes pretty uneventfully. Your servants will take care of this guy unless there's something you want to do.
Yeah, did my servants totally take care? He doesn't have any. He never. I mean, let's see. So I see to the horse, then I come back in. By then, does he actually take a bath?
Yeah, if they will draw him a nice warm bath, he will take it.
I asked that to wonder if he takes his armor off.
He does.
Guards down.
Yep. So while he's
Malsifer broods over what to do. He hasn't really trespassed in a way that makes me feel justified in just chopping his head off. He's actually been pretty mild-mannered about his religion. But he's going to want to... Well, do I have much interaction with clerics?
No.
This is quite
unusual. This might be the first cleric who has come into your town in your life, maybe. Certainly since you've been in charge.
And 2 days after the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Auspicious times. Does he ever surface, or is he just content to eat, bathe, go to bed, or does he pop into the study at some point?
No. He's so exhausted. He maybe falls asleep in the bath and then wakes up and drives off and goes to bed immediately.
Does he get spells back in the morning? Does Malsifer understand how any of this works?
Probably not.
I don't have any spellcrafty stuff. I'm a different sort of spellcaster. Different sort of magic man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what chat's doing. Are they flaming me for keeping this cleric alive so long? Maybe we ought to head to break and pick things up with the cleric on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Or you have something to do? Or are you totally spacing out?
I have plans. I'm just waiting for you to decide what you want to do.
I don't think he mysteriously dies in his sleep or something. I think he stays as a guest in the house that night. Malsifer stays up late and just because he woke up just I don't know. He's up. He's brooding in the study for hours.
Lord Rosegrove probably brings you some tea late into the night and says, my good lord, What would you like done with the cleric?
Done with? He is a guest.
Of course he is, but
He does, yeah.
he worships a false god.
The gods of Arcadia are not false. They are merely half of what is. And
He nods, respectfully.
yeah. This Theron perplexes me, but he has not trespassed
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that Corval did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to make of him, and I look at Lord Rosegrove. Did he seem to be? Was he like?
He seems uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just seems really uncomfortable around this cleric of what he is calling a false god.
I think I rest a little bit, and but wake up in time to interrupt the cleric's morning prayers.
Yeah.
I barge in like 9 minutes in, right before he finishes his first spell.
Perfect. Why don't we take a break and we'll come back in the morning with the spell interrupting.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys on the other side of a break. Bye-bye.